for someone who hated the idea of wearing corseted outfits, tell me why now that is my new found favorite outfit to wear, especially because it snatches your waist a little bit. These are some of the issues that I've noticed when it comes to wearing corset outfits or corseted outfits. The first thing is we go the extreme. So let's say I am waist 34. In actual sense, I'm waist 32. But let's say I'm waist 34 and I want to be snatched. Tell me why you would want to all of a sudden be snatched to waist 28 or 26. That would mean you've taken about 8 inches off your waist. 8 inches off your waist. Obviously, you don't want to breathe. But then one of the trick is that instead of going in for waist 28 or 26, when your actual waist is 34, you can bring it down to maybe 32 or 30. The most important thing is that we get the hour figure or hourglass figure illusion here. The most important part is your waist. That is it. And I think that is where most of the time we get it wrong when it comes to wearing corseted outfits. That has worked for me. The next time you try to sew a corseted outfit, kindly consider this so that you would feel comfortable when wearing some of these outfits, because this is how mine looks. Now this is the part where we start our lacing. So at this point, I brought the two parts together to start my lacing. Notice how I am showing you how we use the sellotape so that we can easily pull through the holes. If not, you might have a challenge. And study how I am lacing it carefully. I'm crisscrossing, so from one end I cross it to the other end. And we are going to do that for the first 4 holes. Mind you, I have 8 holes at the back. We are going to do it for the first 4 holes. When you are doing it, you try as much as possible to pull it apart a little so that it will be loose enough for you to wear over your head. That is how we are going to go about wearing this corset. We are going to wear it over our head because we don't have anyone in the house to help us with it. Now I am at my 4th hole. At this point, I am not going to crisscross. I am moving on to the next hole right beneath the hole that the bridal satin or satin ribbon is coming out from. And I'll do same for the other side. I didn't notice my phone couldn't capture the other side of the hole, that is when I was recording. So I think later I tried to record it over again. But this is how it's supposed to look like. Whatever you do at one end, you do it at the other end too. Fortunately, I went through the pain to reposition it again. So I had to undo what I had already done. Now, we are going to try to insert it. This is how I expect you to insert on both ends. After this, we will go back to crisscrossing as we did for the first 4 holes. We will do same for the last 4 as well, or last 3 in this case. Most of the time, I leave the last hole. I don't lace the last hole so that I can easily wear it over my head, as you've seen. And as usual, make sure that there is enough space. This is the final look. You notice how I have a lot of space there. And the last hole, the last eyelet, I didn't push the satin ribbon through. This is the part where we are going to wear it over our head. You notice that at this point, I wasn't wearing my bra because we all know that when we are wearing corseted outfits, we don't wear our bra. My storage still gave me issues, so I finished wearing it and noticed that it didn't record. At this point, I'm trying to show you the reason why I advise that you cover your hair with a hairnet, a tight one at that. Now, once I've finished, I'm turning the back to the front so that I can lace the last eyelet or hole that we left. And after that, we are going to make a cute knot. One that cannot be seen easily. For this tutorial, I made the sellotape huge enough for it to be seen. But when you are doing it alone in the house, you can just pick a small amount. The most important thing is you secure the ends. So I tried to identify where I made those holes. That is where I didn't crisscross. And I pulled it out to give me that effect where I have the R effect. And it's usually at the waist area. That is it. I've tied the ribbon and this is how I look. No one would notice that you did it alone. When I tell you this is the same technique I used to get this effect, don't forget to follow.